You know how they say if you know, you know? Well, if you weren't at the Super Wrestler Sunday night, you don't know. But we're going to tell you a little bit about it. But I don't know if talking about it can do it justice, but we're going to do our best. Welcome into this week's episode of the Power Hour. I'm Steve, along with the urban sensation known as NWA Superstar C Red. This is where you say hello, Red.
Hello, Red.
There we go. That a boy. And joining us on the show tonight uh, is the punk rock prince from the Super Wrestlers, the one true boy, I guess you would call him, Jordan Kross. Hello, Jordan.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Okay, so we're gonna just jump right into this shit because we've seen the pictures, people are talking. Um, to say that last night's episode ended on a cliffhanger is
Two
something
nights ago. Good
two,
Lord.
nights, 2 nights ago. You know what I'm talking about. You weren't there. Where I know why you weren't there, but you weren't there, so you don't know. So,
I know it was 2 nights ago.
first of all, before we get into it, I just want to say you'd have been proud, Red, because Jordan leveled up to a frenetic speed and just the demeanor that we haven't seen out of the punk rock prince just yet. And I've seen Jordan wrestle many times in many places, but there was just something different last night. He suicide dived 4 times out of that
I
ring.
know. I saw the video.
Four, not
I
one.
want to know. I want to know what kind of fucking cardio were you on? What energy drink did you drink? Because the first one, I was like, okay, goes back for a second. All right, that's two. All right, that's he's not throwing it back in. All right, fuck. Here's the third one. Oh shit. And the best part of it is watching Steve's reaction the whole fucking time.
Right in
Uh,
our laps, right in our damn laps.
and then here's a fourth one. And I'm like, holy, like, fuck it. This match ain't never gonna get started. He's gonna keep doing suicide. Like,
There,
what was
there's definitely a thought to just go for 10.
That would have been
I'm
something
surprised
never
you
before
did.
done.
You gotta
I,
save something for next time, I guess.
Yeah.
I
But
will say I was highly impressed just with the four.
Thank you.
here's the thing. I mean, he looked like Pac-Man after a power pellet for a reason. Obviously, if you follow the Super Wrestler saga, uh, the Punk Rock Prince has somewhat been taken under the wing of Ryor. And, Ryor came out early and set a stipulation to possibly get a shot if Jordan couldn't get the job done. And then right before the main event, they went backstage or wherever they were, and there's this picture of Rydal with his tentacle hands striking and cut into the chest of Ryor. And the punk rock prince is at his side. And I want you to flash back to Return of the Jedi in the hangar bay at the end as you've got Ryor down and the punk rock prince, the heir to the super wrestlers. It was that moment in Return of the Jedi where he's like, let me look upon you with my own eyes. Please take care of my steed. And then moments later, the match happens and Jordan comes out like he's hell on wheels. And he beats the brakes off of Rydal straight away. Just beat the brakes off him. Here, there, everywhere. Just beat him pillar to post. Obviously, in the end, Rydal, as he does, cheats to win, gets the best of young Jordan. And then at that point, we're supposed to see Ryor come out, and he's going to come out and he's going to get the shot, and he's going to take back his title so he can go home. And his music plays, and then all of a sudden it flashes on the screen, Ryor, R.I.P. He's dead. And now all Jordan has is the Steed and whatever's going to happen as we head into September 15th. How did you prepare for a match after your friend dies in your arms.
There's no way to prepare for a match. If you watch the clip, you immediately see me rip my vest off and yell, "You son of a bitch!" before uh, I don't even know what the word would be. An onslaught of offensive maneuvers were given to one Rydal. Um, in the moment, all I thought of was revenge because I didn't know what happened to Ryor. I just know that he was attacked, an attack that was aimed for me, but I was saved by the goodness and the heart of Ryor. And that's why if you see the video, I come out like you said, hell on wheels. I was ready to you kill my friend, I kill you, eye for an eye.
Eye for an eye. Because Ryor stepped in front of the punk rock prince as Rydal shot those blades and he intercepted, he saved him. He sacrificed his life. It was a night of sacrifice. There were people leaving that building in tears. I saw a lady going, I know it's not real, but this sucks. Like, it's real. Don't say it's not, because when you go in the Concord Theater, that shit's real.
You don't see Rydal or Ryor or the pubic moose in public. So who are any of? I'm the only one that anyone sees in public. Me and Billy of the Whack. So who's anyone to say that it isn't real? No one knows.
And it's like you being one of Earth's great champions were sucked into this by choice. Apparently, you're minding your own business. You're doing, you're doing Fusion Pro and all the other places that you go, and all of a sudden you were sucked into the Super Wrestlers to have some purpose, and now your purpose looks like it's to avenge Ryor and somehow save Crossturnia. You're a young man. You have a whole planet that's looking to you to help them. What are you going to do?
Uh, I think it's time to enlist the friends of Kross to save Crossturnia. I don't know who, I don't know when, I don't know where, but Rydal's days are numbered.
Punk Rock Prince is going after Rydal. And if you missed June 9th, shame on you. But September 15th, it's been announced. That is the next night of that. It's not titled yet, so we don't know what it is, but it is happening. It was announced by Billy of the Whack. Now let's get back to the night. Let's get back to the show. I think now I've been to every Super Wrestlers event. I've seen all 5 of them. It was the biggest crowd I ever saw. There was no seating on the floor. People were standing by the bar and by merch, and the entire back area was filled. And then the little catwalks had people on them. The Concord Theater was rocking. How did it feel to you, the atmosphere in that building last night? Because I want people to come out and experience this for themselves. And there's nothing like it.
I was just going because Concord had just posted pictures from the event. They had started their album on Facebook, so I was scrolling through. And like when I was in there, I wasn't worried about anybody but Rydal, as you could tell by me attacking him into the crowd, completely unaware of people's location. But looking at the photos, seeing the line to get in the building was absolutely incredible. Like, it's out of the shot of the picture. I had never seen anything like that at a I don't even know if it's a wrestling show. It's the Super Wrestlers show. I've never seen anything like it. So to see that many people, I said to Uncle Doug Simmons the night of, I said, I feel like there's a 15 to 20% exponential growth every show.
Red, you've been there, so you know what that line looks like to wait to get in. It was actually past the entrance to get in the parking lot and went back into the parking lot. That's how long the line was.
Well, it was, I don't know if you paid attention. I paid attention. And it was long. We were past the gate. Last show, the 4th show.
But this one went into the parking lot
But
and out the back.
but I agree with Jordan wholeheartedly, being at the first one uh and then being at the 4th one. uh I can tell there was growth uh in the product. And I think here's where the best advertising is word of mouth. people, there's pictures, but there's no real video footage of matches, crowds. So it's really, hey man, you got to come see this kid, Jordan Kross, the Prince of Punk Rock. You've got to see uh Rydor, and you've got to see
We can't see
Nolan the
Rydor anymore. Rydor's dead.
I'm just saying.
And don't rub it into Jordan. Jordan took it very personally.
And stop saying yesterday. Damn.
Not yesterday. I didn't say yesterday this time.
Didn't he say yesterday, Jordan?
I might have said yesterday.
He keeps saying
I have
yesterday.
no comment. There's no comment. I got hit. I was injured. I walked out of there with a limp because the fighting was in my lap.
Your knee will be okay. Your knee will be okay.
It will be okay.
But I just think it's everybody that was at that first show that went out and told people, you've got to experience this.
I think one of the greatest things is like when I said that the crowd growth is 15-20% a show, it's not new people. Like it's the same crowd from the last show plus that 20%.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
The retention of people in the crowd is one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen. I've wrestled at God knows how many promotions month after month, and you could see a completely different 200 people at a show. SuperWrestlers started at 100 and some people. And then the next show, it's that same 100 and some people plus another 30 people. And then it's that same 140 people plus another 30 people. And it's the same people plus, which is just absolutely incredible.
Because you just can't miss it because the stories are like none other. We still don't know what happened to Business Puppy. We think USA Hole might be dead too because he took a hellacious bump from Delay Mignon. So there's a lot of things that happened at this show. You know, we saw the teen werewolf and the vampire kind of become a team. There's just a lot of shit happened. A lot of shit.
We don't know where Callis or Luxon are.
Right.
They disappeared. I 100% was prepared for them to get involved. I'm shocked they weren't waiting outside of Ryor's locker room for me. So yeah, you don't know. Like I don't even know where they are.
So and I'm gonna be honest. So just talking to Billy of the Whack last week, and just knowing everything that had already played out, and knowing that your shot was on the line, I just knew, like you said, like they're gonna be there. They're gonna be the ones that cost you the prize. They're gonna be the ones. And to hear now that they weren't there, like, so what's going is I know the war is still going on, but were they too busy? You know, and these are questions that we don't know, you know, but
these are questions I don't know because at the end of the footage of the attack, CM Venom calls for help, and then the camera cuts right to our match. Who knows? No one saw CM Venom anymore that night.
Yeah.
Could they have kidnapped him? Could they have taken Ryor's body back to Cross Turnia? Who knows?
I mean, is Ryor going to end up being like some kind of force ghost? Is he going to come back in a vision? Nobody knows what's going to happen because anything can happen. And that's what Billy says at the beginning of every show. Believe in the unbelievable. And it just works so well for the entire duration of the show. And crazy shit after crazy shit happens one on top of each other. And just when you think you've seen it all, then you see a death. And you're like, it's like how I felt at the end of The Empire Strikes Back. Well, that sucks. Han Solo's dead and frozen in carbonite. And you had to wait years to see what the hell happened to him. You saw that shit in 80. I was a 10-year-old. I was scarred for life when I saw that. I was 13 when Return of the Jedi came back and he was okay. So that messed up too. That messed up 3 years of my life. And I mean, we're going to get an answer to this in a few months, but still, I mean, I'm scarred.
Are you? But you can't say that, can you? That is the beautiful part of Super Wrestlers.
Ryder was on this show and now he's gone. I can't believe it. We should have a memorial. We should have in memoriam or something.
Well, we should. But let's be honest. With Super Wrestlers, when you think you know the answers, they change the questions.
It's on. All right, Roddy. Hot red.
They change. They do. This is the most beautifulest, craziest place, but yet you cannot. Let's be honest. All of us have worked multi places, right? And you can hear the fact, oh, I knew that was that. Oh, I knew that was gonna take place. You just have those fans, right?
Yep.
Nobody at Super Wrestlers can ever predict, because here's the beautiful part. There's never a car. Let's be honest. There's normally, hey, like, and I'll just say NWA just put out the full card for later on this month. Congratulations, Jordan.
We're going to talk about that. That's match of the night. We're going to talk about that shit in just a minute. Miles is good, but Kross versus fucking Idol, take my money, bitch.
You don't have to pay money.
So I'm going to be amped in that ring, Red. That is going to be the ring announcement of the night.
I know. No,
I'm already working on
my name right.
Introduction.
Anyway, but you can see, okay, this person versus this person, this person. Okay, full card, great. Super Wrestlers has never, ever said this person versus this person. You had to be at the last show, and I'll speak for myself, the fourth installment, to know Jordan was getting a shot at the prize. If you weren't there, you had no idea, right? So when you walk in, you sit there, you have no idea who gonna do what with who and how, and you just take it for what it is. Mind blown. Because
absolutely agree with that.
No. And I mean, for me, it's the best card subject to change because you don't know the freaking card.
Yeah. So, no one can ask for their money back when you don't know what's going on.
Right. Like nobody can say, hey, I was supposed to see this match and this match. I want my nobody can ever say it.
No.
It's beautiful because you have to engulf yourself into what has taken place already. And Jordan, you're a huge part of that. Because
day one super wrestler down from day one.
Right. But y'all continue.
Red's got to go do something. And we have new super wrestlers debuting all the time. So it's just such an amazing scenario. And you've been there since day one, from episode 1 through Sunday night. How has it changed? Does it stay pretty consistent? Have you seen changes? What do you see when you get there and as you get ready to go? What do you see? Do you see it improving? Do you see it moving? What do you see?
It's incredible to me to see people show up and I say, "What are you doing here?" And they're like, "I'm a super wrestler." And I'm like, "You are?" Like I see people backstage. I'm like, "Well, so and so was announced, but I didn't know that was you." So like it's cool to see that, but I think the production has been top notch since day one and is only getting better.
Right.
The lights, the sound effects, the video wall, like everything is incredible. Everyone has their own entrance music now. Having an in-house music guy is an insane concept for a wrestling company that isn't $1 million company. But it's just incredible to see how the atmosphere has gone from like people going to a random wrestling show at the Concord on a Sunday afternoon to a crowd chanting "Feed the Steed." Like the transformation. It's also been a personal development to not tell the crowd to go fuck themselves anymore.
Right? Yeah, you started off and you weren't very nice to anybody, but
I was not.
you've carved your path. And when Rachel gets here, she is going to challenge your punk rockness, although she was feeling melancholy about it. She's been waiting to have you on this show for a long time because she wants to call you out as a punk rock poser. So she's got questions for you tonight. I hope she makes it before you go. But when we left the show, she's like, how can I blast him? He lost Ryor. And that's what this is. Somebody is just like, how are we gonna this kid just lost his friend? That's the best compliment I can give because she's second guessing her questions because you lost your friend. And that's why it's so good.
Another picture I saw, because the photos were somewhat in order. After my match, before the picture of me sitting on the apron, you see someone on their knees like this, screaming that Rhinor died.
We were
Like,
very, very upset about all of that.
I don't know if it was the sponsored by PBR part that had people that emotional, or if people are just that invested in the story. But it's incredible to see how people react.
That's an excellent point you make. Are they feeling the vibe of the PBR, which flows freely from the minute we get there until the minute we leave? But I don't necessarily think. I mean, the bachelor party people were pretty wasted, but not a lot of people get overserved. They're so vested in these stories, and like I said, I work at indie wrestling because that's just what I do. People say, "Oh, go do commentary, go do this, go." So, I don't ever go to anything, because I work enough where I have my fix of wrestling. I don't really watch it a lot on TV these days because every weekend I'm up to my abdomen in, all the goings on. But I get excited to see this because I want to see what's going to happen next. And that was what made me a wrestling fan back in the day is every week, you'd be left with something that you were wondering how they're going to do that next week. How are Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage going to coexist as the mega powers with the Hart Foundation and the Honky Tonk Man waiting in the wings? And these were things you had to wait a week for. So that's the kind of storytelling that's going on there, and it's just so well done. And every super wrestler plays his or her part to the absolute perfect, right down to the irritating, nasty, skanky Madam Shatter.
I've had my run-ins with Madam Shatter, so I would agree with that sentiment.
She was the most profane. If there's a trailer park on Destructo's planet, that's where he plucked her from. Because
Yes.
she was pure trailer trash shit talking everybody. And every other, she really has developed a great command of colorful metaphors as far as swear words, because that's every other word out of her mouth to everybody she walks by. And it's very impressive that she hates this planet but loves the language. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's something that the Cross-Turnians don't understand. So I've been teaching, I was teaching Ryor swear words because someone called Rydal a bitch. So I had to explain to him like what that was. So I've been doing an Urban Dictionary word of the day with him every day to try to teach him some of our lingo.
The relationship between you and Ryer, I know this will be tough to talk about in light of all that went down Sunday. But he has kind of seen something in you. He has seen that you might be the chosen one. And we've all watched movies and television where a young person is befriended by an older person to carry the mantle, so to speak. Now that he's gone, and it's you against the armies of Rydal. I mean, are you still prepared to carry Ryor's mantle? Will you, in fact, feed the steed?
So the Steed is living comfortably at a foster ranch right now where she's being taken care of. So need not worry. The Steed has been fed. That was it was a rough one, but we did feed the Steed after the show on Sunday.
That was his dying wish. His dying wish was for you to make sure his steed was okay.
She is okay. She doesn't quite understand what's going on yet. But in due time.
I want to know how the
But
hell Billy's going to get a horse in that place. I want to know how the hell Billy Wax is going to get a horse in that place.
Breaking the fourth wall for a second, the first thing he said when I got to the back was, "How the fuck do we get a horse in here?"
Yeah.
And I heard him as I walked away. I heard him mumble, "God, we really need to find a fucking horse." So we have a horse, thus the Steed trademark, I guess. We just got to figure out how to get her back from cross turnia. She's at a cross turnian horse farm right now, being taken care of.
CGI is a beautiful thing. You can do magic. You can, if you want a horse, Jordan Kross, we will bring the Steed to earth if need be.
Business Puppy's got friends in the audience. I don't know why we don't have any Steed in the audience.
I think there'll be Steed signs, and like I said, every chance we got, that crowd chanted "Feed the Steed" because it's just so much fun to chant.
One line from a video a show ago led to an entire entrance themes chorus involving the phrase "Feed the Steed."
Yes,
it is the name of my entrance music, now available on Spotify and iTunes.
And now you have to get merch that says, "I am Jordan Kross and I feed the Steed."
Feed the Steed.
Yeah, I like. There's a famous shirt Road Warrior Animals wore that said, "I don't care," and just plain block text. I feel like we definitely need a Feed the Steed, very plain t-shirt.
I think you need to go to the lab and find a finisher that we can call Feed the Steed. Oh, you want me to feed the Steed? Like do some kind of horse kick or something. I think the marketing ideas alone for 3 words are endless.
I think you're right. That will be a to be continued, to be thought upon.
Steve. And you know what also is amazing? That's 2 months in a row on a Sunday night that Uncle Doug Simmons has made his way to the Super Wrestlers. And I have to believe that he's coming on September 15th because
he has his tickets.
He's hooked.
He already has his tickets. Do you know what's messed up? Is that Doug Simmons came to the show to see me and Heir wrestle to support us. And he left and said his favorite wrestler in the world was Delay Mignon.
Everybody loves that dude. And they actually brought out the hamburgers.
I walked into his gym to surprise him and say hi one day. And he's training a client with Delay in the background. It's ridiculous.
That it's an earworm. We were all singing the Delay Mignon song.
It is an earworm. It's ridiculous. I love it.
And Super Wrestlers has caught the attention of the wrestling world because last month, sitting in the, you're walking around and I see a lot of people I know. I see people from various promotions watching the show. A lot of people are there. I see Brandon all the time. Obviously I see Joey Boom Boom there. There's wrestling royalty from the Midwest that comes every month to watch or work or do something. And then last month, I'm walking to the washroom and I look over and I see Doug and I'm going to say hi to Doug. And who's standing next to Doug? None other than AEW superstar Sky Blue, taking in the Super Wrestlers, probably watching your monkey ass.
She called me the next day and she said, "I processed what I just watched and I still don't understand when is the next one." Due to travel complications, she wasn't able to make it yesterday. But like when I saw her after the show, I showed her the video and she was like, "This isn't even wrestling anymore. Like this is a movie that has wrestling as a subplot." Which is a great way to put it because like people are like, "Oh, it's a wrestling show." It's not a wrestling show. Like, here's the thing. I'm involved in the Heir saga. There's plenty of other things going on.
All kinds.
Like Return of the Jedi didn't just have Luke going after Vader. Like it had the Ewoks and it had the second Death Star and it had the Jabba the Hutt at the beginning and Han Solo getting out of carbonite. Like there's so many other subplots going on at the same time. Like Pubic Moose's losing streak.
Mm.
It
Like,
was
there's so many other things. Delay Mignon's food burning. There's a fucking wizard. Like, it's just, there's so much going on that me being a part of one thing, I don't even know other things that are happening on the show.
Nolan the fucking wizard leveled up the wizard shit. He had a glowing figure. He had glowing liquid nectar of the gods kind of stuff. And our friend PX, who is on this show usually, is not here tonight. And I am absolutely convinced that PX, after drinking the magic Nolan the fucking wizard elixir, has been teleported somewhere. I think he's gone. I think he wants to be here, but he's not here on this planet because he got roofied by the fucking wizard.
I wouldn't trust anything the wizard does. I was the victim of wizard dust at the last show. He also used wizard magic on me to resurrect me and hit me with a very violent knee to the face. So I don't trust him. I think he might be a great guy, but he definitely uses his magic in um, dark ways. Like, obviously, Rydal is a trickster and a master of dark magic, but who knows? Maybe Nolan's from Cross Hernia. Who knows at this point?
Nobody
Cross
knows.
Hernia is a rather large place.
It's big. It's big. We can see. And that's C Red's favorite super wrestler. C Red's a big fan of Nolan the fucking wizard. He
Nolan
was
the Wizard did not let his wizard shit come out for about 40 something years. He's been holding in a lot of tricks.
yes, and he's I'm sure he'll be there next time, and will be very interesting. Another story, you're talking about all these various stories.
I want to drink the potion. Hell.
PX, he held PX's mouth open and dumped the elixir in his mouth. Now PX was going to take it because that's what just what PX will do anything. If you want to throw PX off a building, he'll say, "All right, just make sure you throw me into a tree." That's just he'll do anything. But it's the Destructo story that is a little scary because they abducted Business Puppy several shows ago, and there is still no sign of our favorite dog. And I know he has him. He's a bounty hunter, but now who is he after? Is he after the punk rock prince? Is he after Chris Logan? And that's another thing that happened. Chris Logan has a person that has the other glove. You know how he's got his bionic glove, or the glove of power that was given him by what the hell is his name? I can't
I
think.
don't think
What was the name of the omnipresent being?
I
Caveat
know
or something like that.
right, but I don't think it's the glove. I think it's remember it affected his hand. So
Yes.
he used the glove to kind of just go day by day.
Well, there's a
Try,
new wrestler.
let's be honest. Let's be honest. If you see a dude walking down the street with a glowing hand, you're gonna fucking freak the fuck out.
Hey,
Right?
back in 1983, that was pretty fucking regular on a Saturday night during Michael Jackson Mania. This is just an
Well,
extension of it. But that's
well,
not
no, that was shiny. But
on the other hand is this new guy. I think his name is Cyan
Siphon.
or something. It's a very strange name.
It's
And he comes out
Siphon.
Siphon, that's it, Siphon. And he's got a Daft Punk-esque mask. And he pulls his mask off. And I know I've seen somebody before that looks like him. I can't place it. Maybe in Wisconsin I see him, or maybe in Joliet sometimes. I can't, he just looked different. He's got the other glove. He's got another hand. And he and
oh,
Shogun were going hand to hand, and it was weird. And now he's here, and he's vowed to destroy the Shogun. So there's another story, like Jordan Kross said.
There's so much going on at the Super Wrestlers that being a fan, I can only imagine how much there is to take in because I'm so wrapped up in my doings and Rydal's behavior that I don't even know how to feel about the rest of the show at this point.
It was again, I have been to all of them, and this one might be my favorite one so far because things happened I wasn't expecting. And that's what we love about wrestling. We love when the unexpected happens. And speaking of the unexpected, welcome to the show, Cactus Rack.
I'm Russian blue tonight.
Oh, welcome to Russian Blue. And we were talking Russian Blue before you got here. We were telling the punk rock prince that you've been waiting for months and months and months to put him through a punk rock gauntlet. But
It's not a gauntlet. It's one question.
but at the end of the show, you're like, I don't know if I should do this because he lost his friend.
Yeah. Also, through this question, you're just gonna find out that I'm a big old softie anyway. So
So, she's been waiting a long time to ask you punk rock question. So we're gonna give the floor to our friend Russian Blue. Take it easy
you
on
just
it.
put me on the spot immediately, Steven, and
What?
I never appreciate that from you.
I just want to get you in because, like I said, you never know what's going on in the background. You're mysterious. You don't show your face. So I want to make sure that you don't have dog issues. So I want to get you in.
I do have all three dogs in the room with me right now.
Of course
And Andrew is in the doorway.
Rip Ryor.
Yeah, Rip Ryor.
No, we don't talk about that. Jordan's sensitive about this. Be nice.
Okay.
And he wants you to know that he told us this earlier that he has indeed fed the steed.
Good.
It's his steed now. He has to. It's an obligation.
All right, this is my podcast, not
foster
yours.
horse
Get out.
farm.
The steed is at a foster horse farm, he said.
All right, this is it. This is my big gotcha question.
Okay, here we go. It's punk rock versus punk rock.
Name 3 songs by Josie and the Pussycats.
I will not do that.
Damn.
Cactus, he just slapped you in the face with a white glove.
That was hardly a slap in the face. I mean, it probably came out before he was born.
The death of Ryor has scrambled my memory. I am unable to complete your task at this time.
I understand completely, and I will hold that question for another time.
We'll have him back later on in the year, and you can ask the question again when we're not suffering the very tremendous loss that was Ryor.
That was stunning.
My goal, I would like to have a public execution of Rydal at the next Super Wrestlers. That's my request.
I'm so down for that.
I don't know. I don't know which Super Wrestlers are free. I would say Pubic Moose, but I don't know if I want his help necessarily. But we need to, for the common good, I think we need to capture Rydal, Luxon, and Calus, and I think we need to have a public beheading.
Behead all 3 of them. Get rid of.
I think so.
We know Cal Ass is
who would be the executioner?
I would do it myself.
Okay, good.
That's fucking punk rock right there.
I would like to use the hand of Rydal to end Rydal.
Wow.
You know, I like to say I can do all things through spite, which strengthens me, and I think you're embodying that right now.
Oh, it went from a feud to it was the thought to stab Rydal was there, but that's not what Rydor would have wanted. He taught me to treat all equal. And next Super Wrestlers, Rydal is equally going to be ready to catch a stab to the chest.
Wow, that is hardcore. That is hardcore punk rock, is what that is. So as we leave the realm of the Super Wrestlers for a moment, and we bring Jordan Kross back to Earth and the other things that he does, on June 28th, you have a match against one of NWA's finest citizens. And this now that the 28th is coming, you can officially say this. Jordan Kross is NWA. And you are fighting the golden child of and the golden boy of NWA, Brian Idol, 1-on-1. When that match was announced, I popped and marked out like a child. I'm like, oh my God. Because I've watched Brian Idol the last several months being at NWA doing very cool Brian Idol shit. And now the punk rock prince, who's like Pac-Man on a power pellet, he is amped up. He's leveled up. This is going to be a fucking banger. Talk to us a little bit about NWA Chicago.
Yeah, so I got a call from an unnamed person, and they said, would you like to be involved? And like the last couple months, just it didn't line up with the schedule. So when they called about that show, I was like, absolutely, like that would be very cool. They said, we don't know who you're wrestling, but it'll be someone in our junior heavyweight division. I'm like, okay, cool. Because like there's a division of people I've never been around. I've never been around Brian Idol. Like I've wrestled the champ Joe Alonzo, but like other than that, I haven't squared off with any of them. So I was just excited for the opportunity. When I saw it was Brian Idol, I'm like, this feels like looking into a crystal ball, like visually. I feel like I see a lot of myself in Brian Idol, a lot of Brian Idol in me. Um, so just the opportunity to do that at NWA Chicago is very cool. And it's a match I'm really looking forward to. I remember seeing clips of Brian Idol before I started wrestling. And I was like, this dude just is cool. Like he just has an aura of coolness around him. So getting the chance to share the ring with him is going to be awesome.
If you haven't had a chance to meet him yet, he is a very cool and genuine dude, and he keeps things locked down in Highland Park pretty well. It's going to be a hot card that night. You're getting a lot of local flavor, but you're also getting a lot of the NWA talent as well. The Natalia Markova is going to be there. Tiffany Neves La Princesa will return to renew their rivalry, but they're dumping Lily La Pescadita and making it a triple threat. And of course, we have Jordan and Brian Idol. If you haven't been to this yet, when you get there, it's going to be amazing for you, and you're going to fit in so well because I think I just have this feeling that there's going to be an energy that the match that you two have. Knowing you and knowing him a little bit now, I just feel like you're like two sides of a coin, and it's just going to excite everybody there because Chicago knows you. Everybody's very familiar with him. They're getting to know him pretty good. And now it's at the Mecca of NWA in Highland Park. It's going to be fantastic. I'm super excited for you to have this opportunity. And I want you to go out there and kick his ass.
Yeah, when the match was announced, I was like, wow, this is really a test. Like he is, like you said, one of the golden boys of NWA. But after my match with Rydal, I feel like I definitely can hang. I pushed myself to a new atmosphere, and I feel like I'm ready for the challenge.
The punk rock prince is the boy who would become king, and maybe on the 28th, you become the king that you are. Now, you know who else is going to be at NWA Chicago this month is the man known as the urban sensation C Red, as one of his close personal clients is going to be in action. Red, tell us a little bit about what you're doing at NWA Chicago this time.
Oh, I'm doing nothing. No,
Come on.
no. So you heard the stipulation by the boss, Billy Corgan, because we all know Charlie pretty much whooped Joe's ass at the last show.
You mean Mr. NWA Joe Alonzo?
Well, we found out pretty much that he can kiss Billy's ass at the last show. And we also know that Daisy Kill played a part in that victory, right?
Right.
So due to the boss decided that this time it will be a tag team match. And if Joe Alonzo happens to lose to either Charlie or Miles, then they will get a shot again at Joe Alonzo in the NWA Junior Heavyweight title.
A lot of shit happening in Highland Park on June 28th.
Yeah, so that's going to take place. And also, if NWA, if you're listening, it's Soul Touchers, not Touchers. As the Soul Touchers,
I believe I made that pretty clear last month, right?
Make their return in Hot Chocolate Acid Jazz and All Day Marshak Rocket. They will take on that other team.
Yeah.
Them.
We don't talk about them, but that's neither here nor there. So that's June 28th. That's coming up, and it's going to be a great show, and I'm looking forward to everything that's happening. So, Jordan, tell the people where else they can find you, because you're a very, very busy young man. You are honing your craft, sir.
Oh, this month is ridiculous. When does this air? When does this go live?
It will be on Facebook and our YouTube channel by 9:30 tonight, hopefully.
Beautiful. Friday, I'm wrestling at a summer camp for Second Wrestling. I don't believe that's a public event. Saturday, I will be at Dreamwave Wrestling. The last few months, few shows there, I've come out and just try to make my voice heard. It started by me coming out with an attitude, where I was quickly shut down by Hunter Oldcraft. And then last show, I faced Channing Thomas, world-class Channing Thomas, with the dastardly Sydney Bacabella. Not a fan of those two, but
Sydney.
yeah. But you know, the people that go to Dreamwave know every show I come out and I just try to fight my way to the top. I don't care how many losses it takes. That one win will be worth it. So I don't know what I'm doing, but I will definitely be making my voice heard. With all respect to Jay Repsol and the Dreamwave staff and community, of course. Next week, I team with my dad, Ryan Kross, as the Punks of Future Past up for Midwest All-Star Wrestling in Minnesota.
Wow.
Where we take on the Gentlemen's Club of Aaron Arsenal and Lennox Leon. The week after.
I don't like either of those two.
Oh, we're ready to. Those boys look like they
word beat the crap out of them.
Don't let Aaron Arsenal's mustache fool you.
They look like they have never been in a mosh pit, so they don't know what to expect from the Cross fam.
That is very true.
Yeah, until you've been hit in the back of the head full force by a grown man in a mosh pit, you do not know what being uncomfortable is like, so I'm prepared to make those boys as uncomfortable as possible.
Please do.
The following week is NWA. As well as Zawa is going to be in Wooddale, where I'm taking on 12 Gauge for the first time in singles competition. We faced off at AAW a few times, but never in singles competition, so that's exciting. And then there's a few things that I don't talk about yet in July, and then one of the ones that I'm looking forward to for this summer, the peak of summer, is going to be July 28th at Home Bar for Second Wrestling, where they present Blackout featuring Sky Blue and AJ Francis, formerly known as Top Dollar. My opponent has not been announced yet, but I'm very excited for when that match does come out.
You are a busy young man. Now, inquiring minds want to know. Now, we all know that you and Sky Blue have a past. You've trained together. You're like family. And we all know that she wants to fight you. You want to fight her. And she keeps talking about death matches. I want to do this. Sky might be small in stature as far as she's a tiny girl. But she is one of the toughest sumbitches in professional wrestling. She is absolutely fearless. And I don't think she realizes she's short and small. I think she thinks she's 6'7". I think she feels like she should play power forward for the Bulls because she does with that attitude. She doesn't know it's like that little dog that will get in the big dog's face and not back down because it doesn't know it's little. And I think she wants to fight you. And I want to know how you feel about that because I don't know if I'd want to fight Sky Blue.
It's me and her are as close as they come. But she keeps talking about death matches and she keeps talking about fighting me. I just hope that those don't happen together. We should not be crossing the streams there. Crazy concept. Like, women in wrestling are incredible, and I've wrestled plenty of females. I don't like hitting women. Like, I don't want to. But if she comes at me with a light tube, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the business end of a Code Blue. Nobody.
No. Yeah, and then to add a death match, like, is it going to be a Code Blue into barbed wire or thumbtacks or glass or fire or God knows what other things she could find because she just finds things? I don't know. It's going to be a really weird Uncle Doug Christmas party if we both have shards of glass in us.
That would be a little uncomfortable at the holidays when you're carving the turkey at Casa de Doug and you guys are comparing glass injuries. Yeah, that would make the holidays a little different.
You couldn't even carve the turkey. Shit, somebody gonna grab the knife. So
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're gonna have to get pre-cut. Like I will wrestle Sky Blue. I don't want to fight Sky Blue. So I really hope that this whole death match thing comes out on somebody else.
I will tell you this. You are one tough SOB and you are skilled beyond your years. And you are up there right now as one of the most talented in the area. You're gonna get there. There's no doubt about that. I see it in you. But I watched Sky fight Kyle Fletcher,
Oh,
and we're sitting on commentary trying to call this match. And I think the only thing I could say was, what is happening here? Because we had no idea it was coming. And then here we were. And I'm watching them up on the top rope. And it's almost like he pile drove her on the. I can't even describe it.
it was a brain buster to the top turnbuckle.
It was a brain buster indeed, because I believe her brain busted. But the
Yes.
point of the matter is, these are two people that are in a relationship. I mean, what happens? How do you go to bed at night with somebody that kicked your ass up and down the street?
I stopped at their house after Super Wrestlers, and like they're just do. Like they didn't try to kill each other like a month ago. Like
Now, see, you go to their house, and that's cool. So I'm going to ask you for an inside. I need some inside information here. I bring all the hard hitting questions. Was Sky jealous of the kiss that Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay shared? Because that was
I don't know.
pretty intense shit.
As a straight man, I was jealous of that kiss. Like
I was a little bit myself.
Like that. Those. I'm sure she was, but like I don't know. It's who you've known longer, and those two are best friends. So I guess
crazy
Steve,
shit.
I told you, wrestling needs more kissing.
They'll like I said,
it needs more kissing.
The fans haven't been able to see that match, but it was something. It was a one of those freak of nature moments. You're doing amazing things, Jordan, and we love having you on the show. We appreciate you taking time out of the show tonight. I want to ask you one more question before I let Red give you the roses. You're still a very young man, and you could be wrestling for 30 more years the way you go. I mean, or you could be, I don't know what could happen. You have no regard for safety and sanity, that's for sure. But that's
the last 6 months I've gone from tackle drop down leapfrog to 4 suicide dives to start a match. So that 30 years might have been cut down in the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, I jumped off a balcony. This last week, I jumped off a bar.
Protect your bones.
Yeah, 30 years is definitely a stretch as the trends have started of me being a mad lad.
Being a dad myself, how proud is your dad of you being the insane performer that you've become?
I don't know, because it seems like every time I go up and up and up, I end up wrestling him to humble me back down. Sharing the ring with my dad is great in the sense that like the Christmas cards are cool, but also like if I forgot to take the garbage out, he's gonna let me know.
Oh boy. Didn't even think of that. Holy shit. You better take out the fucking garbage.
At WrestlePunks a couple weeks ago, we ended up on the opposite sides of a 6-man tag team match, and I gave him a couple of kicks, and he was like, "You kick fucking hard." And I was like, "Well, 2 years ago you told me that I needed to lay my shit in." He's like, 2 years ago you were 20 pounds lighter. And I'm like, well, there's that. Yeah. So having his guidance in wrestling has been great, but he also is very comfortable letting me off the leash to be my own person, which is something that I'm grateful for. A lot of people know that my dad wrestles, but it's not like I'm Ryan Kross the second. We're two completely unique individuals, which is why I think he is my favorite tag team partner, because I feel like we fill both sides of the yin yang. He beats him down and I jump off of things onto them. Like it's just how it goes. Luckily, he's a 6'2" human being, so he's something I could potentially be jumping off of onto the Gentlemen's Club at Midwest All Star next week.
Oh, you got to catch that. That'll be amazing.
But yeah, getting to be around him in wrestling has just been an absolute dream come true since I was a little kid. I never cared about wrestling until I was 14 years old. When he was ready to hang it up, and I looked at him and I'm like, I want to do this, and he went, "You son of a bitch," and here we are.
The legacy continues. Red, why don't you give us some roses, man? He's your nephew already. No, grandson. So give your grandson the roses.
No, he's my nephew.
Nephew, grandson. He's some relation to you.
Damn, Jordan, you already know. So I've been around forever. But to see you grow in this business this quickly, is ridiculous. Like, there are so many people, and nobody understands the pressure of a second generation. And I think you have handled it dignity and with class, but you have also made your own way. And I'm very proud.
Thank you.
You are not, a lot of people will kind of be, I'm not going to say everybody, but we've seen it where people ride what their father has done and, hey, get me in here. And, you have carved your own path, totally different. And you can't fucking look at a weekend and you're not on somebody's car. Like, that speaks volume that you are very highly in demand.
NWA, baby.
Speaks volumes, right? And more importantly, outside of the wrestling, I have seen your growth from a young man to a man. And I commend you on that.
Thank you.
You are so respectful, kind-hearted. I've seen people you don't know, and of course they come up to you and you're always willing to shake their hand, tell them thank you. If they ask for a picture, I've seen you stop conversations and take pictures. Never lose any of that. Never lose who Jordan is. You have a beautiful soul. Again, I've known your father forever, so I know you come from great stock. And yeah, kick his ass a little bit when he tell you take out your. I forgot, damn it. But just keep being you, Jordan. I love you.
Thank you.
Because of who you are. Not only what you do in the ring, but outside the ring. I see you busting your ass to train and get better, and not just have that niche where I'm here right now, so I'm comfortable. I always see you get uncomfortable and try to do other stuff again. That's why I was highly impressed with the 4 suicide dives. Shit.
I learned how to do. I had never done a suicide dive before June of 2024. I'd like to put that out there. I had never done a single one before this.
You could have fooled me.
So here's the funny part. And yes, Steve, we can drink. Here's the funny part. So when you went for the first one and you had to stop and go back, I was like, has he done this before? But then you went, and I was like, oh shit, okay, all right. And then you go 3 more times. But I did. I was wondering, like,
you hear me yell at Rydal, I yell, "Get up, motherfucker!" I threw him. I thought he would have stuffed the landing a little bit better than he did. I guess they don't
oh
have
hell
good
no,
balance out on cross turning.
oh hell no. Shit, if Steve's knee was not there, he'd have been done for. And I feel sorry for whoever was on Steve's left because he
That
caught
was the
a lot
Macho
of it.
Ghost. That was the
Oh well,
Macho Ghost.
but Macho caught too much shit. He probably won't be at another show for another 5 episodes.
I was about to say that was just about a triple threat match with Steve and company at that
And
point.
we were fully vested in helping you.
I,
If
I,
you would have
I
called
put
for
it
us to
like
hold it, we'd have done it.
I put it
Yeah, I
like
almost
this.
threw the camera down a couple of times.
When I saw
Let me
it,
get this little green shit.
I kept saying, and that was a reason why I wasn't at this show. Yeah. Don't need Rydal all in my fucking lap and shit.
It ain't 2003 no more. We don't need any Rydals in your
I'd
lap.
have probably punched his ass, and see, then I'd have got escorted out and all this other shit, like fuck him. So, but on the serious tip, just keep being you, Jordan. You know I love you.
Thank you, Red.
Keep doing what you're doing. And you've already made me proud. So
Thank you.
anything from here will just be icing on the cake. Keep doing what you do. I love you.
Well, we're just getting started here. I said to someone the other day, something I don't talk about often is the pressure of pro wrestling. And in 2021, I almost hung it up. Like no big going away match, no ceremonies, no nothing. I was just one day I was going to wrestle, and then one day I was going to be done. I just didn't know if it was for me. I didn't really know who I was, and that's kind of where the punk rock Prince came from. I kind of took a summer a little lighter, started going to local punk shows, and I came back full force. So like, really, I've been wrestling for 5 years, but in my head, it feels like dog years. Like I feel like Jordan Kross has only been wrestling since 2022. So we're just getting started. Like the physical Jordan has been wrestling since end of 2018, but the punk rock Prince has only been in since 2022. So we're just getting started. So I hope I can continue to make you proud, Red.
Oh, you will. I'm sure of that. And I'm like Steve. On the 28th, when you tell me, yeah, I'm getting ready to go up, I'm gonna be like eyeball out, like watching, like because I know you're going to show not only NWA, not only Highland Park, not only Chicago, but the entire world who Jordan Kross is. And
Once Billy sees him, that's it's all the way out to wherever they're going, because it's hard to capture that kind of energy. Red said everything that needs to be said, but I want to add one thing. You are a great person in any locker room. And right now, these days, some locker rooms are really challenged to find good people that are in there, that understand it, that get it, that know the assignment. And any promoter that was watching this, just know that if you book Jordan Kross, you're increasing your locker room in the most positive of ways, because I've watched him for years be a great person in a locker room. And I've been in a few locker rooms, and I've seen him. See, when I'm in a locker room, I watch. I like to look around. I like to see. That's how I learn from guys like Marche and Chris Logan and people like that. But I have watched Jordan in locker rooms before, and he has that same aura. I just feel like at some point you're going to be this veteran that young people are going to come to, and you're going to be good for the business. And that's what you are, Jordan Kross. You are good for this business. And we love what you do, and we appreciate you being here tonight.
I'm happy to be here. This is I've watched for quite a while, so getting to be here with you guys means a lot. Thank you.
And now it's not going to be your last time, because I'm going to be calling you every now and again to come back. I mean, every time the Super Wrestlers, I think Billy Wack's getting tired of me saying, hey, it's the Tuesday before the show. You got to come on. It's like, Steve, I don't have anything else to say. That's not true. Billy Wack always has something to say.
Billy Wack is the man. Like someone asked who was behind Super Wrestlers. And I say, if you don't know who Billy Whack is, just Google him. You'll find something that you're going to go, whoa. Like Billy Whack is one of the best minds in the world of and surrounding professional wrestling. And I don't think anyone recognizes him nearly enough as he should be.
He is a
Agreed.
certifiable. He's certifiable, but a certified genius. And what he and Venom bring each and every time the Super Wrestlers go is it just gets better every time. Cactus, do you have any final thoughts for our
I
punk?
do, and I was worried you weren't going to let me talk.
Oh, there was no way that was. I was giving you time to set. I was not throwing it upon you.
I've done a full manicure while I'm sitting here, Stephen. So, no, but I was gonna say I'm sorry. My dog apparently wants to get in on the conversation. She's
Mine
very
did
loud.
earlier. That's okay.
That business puppy? No, I'm
No,
just
that's Rosie. No business
okay.
puppy here. We got that's Rosie the demon, Baba Yaga, if you will. No, but I'm sure you can tell by the fact that I heckle the shit out of you every time I see you that I'm a huge fan. Um, Andrew, my boyfriend, Hot Rod, is like when he goes to wrestling, he's like all about he likes like character and stuff, but he's really about like the moves and technical. I'm all about character, and like you sucked me in the second you came out, and I was like, this is gonna be awesome.
She was
One
so
of
angry. She was so
I
angry
wasn't
that first show.
angry.
one of my favorite things is that like there's a every genre of everything has a no one hates blank more than fans of blank.
Yeah,
No one hates punk more than fans of punk. It's the weirdest thing.
it's so true.
But when I'm a heel or a bad guy and I come out to Blink 182, there's at least three people that are so mad that I call myself the punk rock prince
Can I
because
tell
I'm
you
coming out.
something though? I am a huge Blink 182 fan.
Oh, me too.
Huge Blink 182 fan.
So, but it cracks me up because I wrestled at Harpo's Theater in Detroit,
Yeah.
and arguably one of the birthplaces of American punk. And I wanted to come out to Iggy Pop, but I was bad, so I came out to Blink 182. I've never had that many people argue with me over like a genre of music. I love offending people before I hit the stage. Like
Yeah,
people,
that was
my
so
entrance
perfect.
music just tricks people into
Yeah.
hating me because it's Blink 182. Even if they like it, me being the punk rock prince, they hate it. And it's so fun to watch.
Yeah, it was so perfect. And I like every time you come out, like you were just on it. Like you had like this kind of like face turn almost, and like you didn't miss a step. Like you did not miss one step. And I just cannot wait to see how this story plays out and where you go from here. I unfortunately am going to be missing this NWA show because I'm having surgery the same day. And unless someone wants to wheel me in high on painkillers, I don't think I'm going to get in there. Euro
And
might. She's nuts. She might. But I really hope I get to see a clip of you in action. I just cannot wait to see what you do from here.
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jordan Kross, thank you for taking time out for the Power Hour tonight. We appreciate you, sir. You inspire and you delight all that watch you and know you. So thank
Thank
you.
you.
And we're going to let you go now and go do your punk rock things. And then we're going to talk about you after you're gone. So make
Well,
sure you.
beautiful. I hope it's great. Thanks.
So when you watch it down, when you play it back later tonight, this will be the part you miss. So you'll have something to look forward to.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right, that's Jordan Kross, the punk rock prince. He is the superest of the super wrestlers, and he is going to feed the Steed.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Bye, Jordan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love that kid. I'm just going to say it right now. That kid, whenever he sees me, comes up and gives me a hug and says, "How the hell are you?" And it's nice to have relationships in this business that are honest and there's good intentions there. And he's that way with everybody. And in this business where people will shit on you as much as look at you, to have someone like that picking up the mantle and carrying it, the business is in great hands. And he is going to kill it at NWA Chicago. And that all that is a launch pad to wherever he's going to end up, because the kid is legit, 100% legit, 100% legit.
I agree. Again, I don't throw the mantle of nephew around lightly. Um, and so to be under my family uh, is my honor. Uh, the young man has it all, and I can't wait to see uh, where he goes from here because we all know this ain't it.
Oh,
This won't be it.
that match, Idol versus Cross, that match is gonna it's gonna blow the roof off the goddamn building. I hope Billy's there this month to watch it because that's all he needs to do is see what that kid is gonna bring to this event. It's gonna be we're gonna be publicizing. We're gonna say we were there that first time, and that's always the coolest shit. Coolest shit, man. Cactus, I'm sorry, Russian, you love him, right?
Yeah, I
What's
said
not to
that.
love,
Well,
right?
I didn't say I love him, but I said I'm a big fan.
Oh, you love him. We all love him.
Yeah.
He's incredibly lovable, but that's
Yeah,
neither.
I love, like I said, I love personalities. I love characters. Like you can have the best moves in the world, but if you don't have personality, you don't have shit. And he's got both. And I love seeing him come out and in the Super Wrestlers universe. And like he's a storyteller. I love a good storyteller.
He does well. 4 suicide fucking dives in a row.
That made my back hurt. I was like, God damn
Okay, in
it.
my lap doing that. It was an amazing perspective that I've never seen. So that was really cool. We've talked all about the super wrestlers. Billy won't watch this, but if he does happen to,
Why would he not watch it? Why would you say that?
I don't think a lot of people watch. You know how I am. But Billy, you have something going here that is a joy to be involved in and to watch. It reestablishes me wanting to be a fan of wrestling again, and I haven't, I've been in it, but being a fan, it's a whole different thing, and I love being a fan of the super wrestlers. I love talking about it to people and saying you've just not living if you're not going to that show. And last night, I finally got my friend Charlie to come to a show, and he doesn't go out very often. So to get him there was a monumental undertaking. And
Will you be getting him to the Chicago Knockouts camp versus tramp bout?
I am begging him. I said, I'll pay for your ticket. If you feel lonely, I will put a chair next to me on the stage. You can come
Yeah,
sit with
he
me.
can go sit up there with you. I'll keep him company. I'm bench coaching.
So I want him to come see it because whether it's super wrestlers are exactly what he loves about the wrestling business, and he and I have been wrestling fans together since we were in high school. We have followed it together for many years, and I said I know you're gonna love it. He's like, I don't know if I want to go to it. Last night, all the way home, we just couldn't shut up about it. So that's what Billy Whack has done, and that's what we appreciate. So, what?
Never mind. Last night. It was the last night.
Sunday, yes, Sunday night. Sorry. I was off yesterday, so it changed everything. You want to hear a story about yesterday? I'm gonna break the fourth wall for a moment. So obviously, recently my mother passed away, correct? We all know this, right?
Yeah.
So yesterday, I took the day off because I wanted to, not have to rush home after Super Wrestlers and so on and so forth. So I planned to do a lot of my mom's final business. So I had appointments and I was ready to go. I was at the bank for 5 hours trying to get her funds released so I could pay Blue Cross Blue Shield, the nursing home, all the shit that is waiting for money, but I have to wait till her shit's released. I can't pay it myself. It's just that's why we put money away for her. So I'm there for 5 hours and they've been giving me the running around for a month. So I was frustrated. I was tired. And I kind of slammed my hands on the counter and I turned to walk away and I knocked over one of the guardrails. You know how they have those guardrails that have the felt ropes to keep people in line? I bumped into one accidentally. The bank security was like fucking SWAT. The next thing I know, I am up against the counter And they're calling the Country Club Hills and Hazel Crest police to come take your boy away. The tellers that I have been dealing with for the last month and a half that knew my mother, that know what I've been going through with this, came to speak on my behalf. So I was not arrested. But I was in a room this close to going to having to call Red. Red, can you come get me?
Oh my God, Steve.
Wouldn't have been too Wednesday.
So when I keep saying it's Sunday, I'm trying to put yesterday out of my mind.
Yesterday no longer exists. Okay, so yesterday we went to Super Wrestlers. I'm on board now, Steve. Yesterday we went to Super Wrestlers. My birthday didn't happen. I'm not 37. I'm 36. I love this.
There, so I gave you a fine out. But anyway,
no, yesterday happened. Oh,
that was my Monday. Anyway, we got other things to talk about. We're going to end the show with what's happening this Saturday, but I want to talk a little bit about CSW Academy Upstart really quick. I have never been to an outdoor wrestling show that has been rained upon. So this was a new experience for me. I've been at shows where it's fucking freezing, and that's got its own set of problems. But mostly when CSW does the outside stuff, the weather's been pretty good. And it started okay, but it seemed like right after match 2, the good Lord wasn't having any more good weather. And to the credit of the CSW faithful, people just put up their umbrellas and nobody left. I thought people were going to be scurrying to cars and it was going to be over. Hell no. It was amazing. And watching these professional wrestlers try to navigate a slick ring apron and wet ropes, I thought we were going to have injuries and deaths because the last match of the day was Marche Rocket taking on the half crab Hans Carden. And you know, Red, as well as I do, and Rachel knows, or I'm sorry, Russian Blue knows this as well. Marche, when he moves around in that ring, he's fast and he's sudden and he's light of foot. In that ring, even Marche Rocket looked a little bit slow because he wasn't about to die in an outdoor show. And Hans Carden, to his credit, he almost wiped out 4 times, but he held it. And it added a different dynamic to a match in which it started off with Hans grabbing the microphone and telling Marche Rocket point blank that he was going to give him crabs. Only in professional wrestling will you get that kind of thing. Only at CSW Academy Upstart will you get the monster Hades X1X wearing his sinister mask, but wrestling in swim trunks with pandas on them, calling himself less than Hades. You can't make this shit up. He wrestled in, it was like riddle me this. He had no shoes on. He was riddling up, so to speak. I thought he was going to kick his sandals off too. This is fucking Hades. Hades is all business. When he's the monster, and you see him, you're dead. This was something else. I don't know what the fuck I saw. And then, Red, we had a ruthless aggression moment. Do you remember ruthless aggression?
Of course.
Kurt Angle comes out, challenges,
right?
Up
then
and
comes
says,
out.
"What do you have, young man?"
Ruthless aggression, slap. All right. Then.
Right. So Chris Miller, who has been beating up women of late, had a match scheduled against Lee Metallic, who is a man. And Lee Metallic had car trouble and we got a call that he wasn't going to make it. So Chris Miller said, whoever's in that fucking locker room, step up. Come step up to me. And out comes a new member of the CSW roster called Lovely Lucia. Looks like Poison Ivy a little bit, just to give you a visual. She came out and he's laughing in her face going, What are you going to do? And she got right up in his grill and she screamed ruthless aggression and took her hand and literally slapped the taste out of Chris Miller's mouth and then beat the brakes off that motherfucker. He ended up winning the match, but she pistol whipped that bitch. The crowd exploded. So then Lee comes out to save Lucia, who is now in a submission hold by Miller after, he used his tremendous size and bulkiness to kind of get her out of her rhythm. And Lee Metallic, gets in there and he distracts it. And Lucia, after she lost the match, kind of got out of the ring. And then he got Lee Metallic in the crossface. And then all of a sudden, NWA superstar Lily La Pescadita Ruiz, who has been fighting Miller for months, comes out and again beats the brakes off that idiot. And the crowd lost their shit. Everybody said, Steve, what is this academy, CSW Academy? The young people at the academy came out to that show and absolutely put on an incredible day of wrestling. And a tribute to Boz, who's their trainer, and Hades, who does training. They all train these kids at the CSW Academy. And everybody had an amazing time. It was amazing. Jack Valor and Eddie Grayson came out and did their things, and they were flying everywhere in the rain. I think there was thunder and lightning at one of the moments. Me and Stan Payne were doing commentary on a walkie-talkie. What a fun afternoon and a great June event for CSW. So that happened on Saturday. Be looking forward to the next outdoor show if we ever have one. It was a lot of fun.
Well, you know who else had an outdoor show?
Huh?
You know who else had an outdoor show?
I believe ARW had one because I saw
and I wasn't there because I was getting a tattoo, but I do know that if you weren't there, you missed Braun the Lumberjack dancing in the rain.
I've seen the pictures, and Braun Lumberjack was pretending to be Rick Dempsey on a tarp. And there are like 3 people that'll watch this show and understand what that reference means, and Red's one of them.
No clue.
Red knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. But going back, you said you were shocked that fans didn't leave because of the rain. And I told you I made my in-ring debut in a storm. And you were talking about Marche being a little more cautious. And the day that I debuted, Marche was the one that match won.
That was like back in 78, right?
What?
That was back in 78, right?
Whatever. Because Marche isn't that old, remember?
He just looks good for his age.
And Marche, they didn't care. Or I should say his opponent didn't care. Because they were still trying to do flips and shit off the ropes. And I'm like, literally, right before the match started, we had put a tarp down. And they told all the rookies to go take the tarp off because we were getting ready to start. And the tarp was full of water. And even to this day, one of my favorite pictures is not only me pulling, because it was in the paper, but me pulling the tarp off, but my daughter, Jasmine, standing there at the guardrail with a rain jacket and umbrella. Like, they were there. So wrestling fans are a peculiar people, but we love them regardless. So thank you to all the fans that stayed at the CSW Upstart Academy show, that stayed, because you are the true heroes of the day.
100%. And just imagine what it looked like with Iniestra and Rafael Quintero trying to do their aerial maneuvers coming off of slick ropes in a driving rain.
I can't imagine.
They are amazing at body control because there was no traction and they didn't stop. They did everything like they do it in a dry indoor event. they were I that's the thing I couldn't believe. How are they doing this? Do they like Spider-Man sticky shit on their feet? Because they seem very unaffected by the rain for the most part. They each of them only slipped once, and they delivered the highest of qualities. But I guess that's why they're on the NWA radar as well. What a day! What a show! What amazing times! Um, and now we're going to transition from wrestling to roller derby. Shit's gotten weird. I don't know how I feel about all this. I don't know how I feel about all this. I feel like I like to think that I have a pretty good idea and I know what's going to happen most of the time. I don't know what the fuck I'm walking into Saturday. I have no fucking idea. I don't know. I'm nervous, kind of scared a little bit. Derby after dark. I don't know what that means. So I don't know how much knowledge Russian Blue can impart for what's about to happen, but
Not much.
all I can say is, they posted a picture, the Knockouts did today, about how the night is going to be different than most nights. And how did they advertise it? But it was the picture of them dumping Rion on his head. So I shared it and I captioned "Justice for Rion." So then Marley Quinn responds saying, "Looks like someone else wants a piece," or something to that effect. And I'm like, not me. Not me. And then everybody got involved. Cactus Rex, like, and I kind of feel like you want to betray me, Russian Blue. Don't
Do
make you
I?
choose. You're the power hour. You
How
choose.
am I betraying you? First
Don't
of
betray
all, I
me.
said don't make me choose side.
Don't Lando Calrissian me.
Steve, I have been with roller derby for 9 years.
You have.
9 years. What would you have me do? What would you have me do, Steve?
Every week, we have been doing this for years now. So I might not have been in roller derby for 9 years with you, but if we add your roller derby shows and then we add up all the power hours, I feel like there's a congruency there.
Okay.
And they are openly hunting for me now. In a way. They're trying to
Okay.
they're trying to scare me. I mean that, and it worked. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna I'm gonna just cower pretty much. But it just seems like it being an 18 over show, it's like, roller derby doesn't have a ton of rules anyway.
There
But
are a lot of rules, actually.
you bend the rules sometimes, but I don't think there's any rules on Saturday. I think it's just going to be debauchery. Debauchery.
Okay.
I don't know how to prepare for it.
Watch your favorite John Waters film.
I'm not. Are you kidding? If that's what I'm going to watch, I'm going to be even more scared.
Yeah.
What do you know?
I know that technically it is called Too Hot to Handle.
That's obvious.
Yes. It is going to be Camp versus Tramp.
Well, that's okay. So let's break it down. What does that mean?
Camp means I'm the bench coach for camp, and I will
Okay.
not be Russian Blue. I will have a very X-rated name. Do you want me to say it? Do you want me to wait till about?
I don't know. I don't know if I can handle it, but I think we want you to. I think this is going to help us know what to expect.
Okay. My name on Saturday will not be Russian Blue.
Okay.
It will be see red, I see you. It will be Russian Cooch.
I think Red's drinking vodka.
And what time this starts Saturday?
Doors open at 8:15. So action starts at 9.
Oh my God, it's a late show. Jesus fucking
It
Christ.
is. This is long past my bedtime. No children whatsoever. None.
What's Hazel gonna do?
She's gonna be at home with Andrew.
Andrew's not coming? Oh my
No.
God.
You're gonna be on your own.
I was counting on Andrew to be there.
He will not be there. You will be at home with the child and the dogs.
Oh shit.
So it's going to be similar to, so seriously for a moment, the point of this bout is to fundraise to keep the league free for all participants, including the children in our minors league. Again, before any hotheads get all children and 18 plus bout, like I said, they will not be there. They know nothing about this. They will not be there. There will be no photographers. There will be no video. If you want to see it, you got to be there. And if you want to be there, you got to be over 18. End of discussion.
I'm over 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like 6 times over.
Let's see. All right. And the Father's Day is the next day.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
Might be able to work it in. So basically, audience members are going to be able to pay to break rules. I'm not going to give it all away.
I remember something like this happening last year, not to this extreme, but the audience was able to pay to have certain people do tasks. Because I ended up in the sin bin quite a few times, thanks to the amazing Amazon.
Yes. I'm not sure if that is going to be allowed, but I will tell you all one rule.
Can I be in the sin?
I want as many people there as we can get, and I want to raise as much money as possible. We are going to have a rule called the Sugar Daddy. And the rule is that you will be able to pay to change the score, $1 per point. And that money will be donated to an LGBTQIA association. That money in particular will be donated. So it's Pride Month. We all have someone we love who is gay, trans, non-binary, ace. It's a good cause to donate to support someone in your life that you love.
Couldn't agree with you more.
And we will be our very campy, trampy best. Camp is going to be rainbows and glitter and sequins, and tramp is going to be leather and lace.
I also heard a rumor that there was going to be some kind of halftime show.
I have heard nothing about the halftime show. I can't help you.
I'm not going to say what it is because intermission is usually where people get up to go buy merch and get a beer. They actually have, it's not Prince and Michael Jackson at the halftime show, but if it happens the way I was told it's going to happen, I don't think people are going to believe it.
Well, can you text me?
Yes, I will text you, but I'm not going to say it here because if they changed it, I don't want to put out information that is erroneous because that's how you get into trouble on Discord. But if the halftime show goes like it was proposed, you won't leave. You won't go get your beverage or your t-shirt. You'll have to do it before and after because you will be riveted to the floor with what is going on. So I always look forward to the knockout events. The one we had last with the kids was a blast. We had a great time from the minute we got there until the minute we left. It's a spectacular event. All of Homewood embraces it and loves it. You know, they had to move seats together because there were so many people. And this is for the minors, not the Premier League. I got harassed by a 7-year-old. So, and I had to be walked to my car because I was afraid she was going to attack me. So that's the kind of stuff that happens at the minor show. And Lightning won't be watching this, but if you are, someday. But that's neither. And this is a whole different thing. You're going from the youth, the next generation knockouts being taught by the great coaches to the knockouts doing something that very rarely gets done. And it's such a different kind of show and such a unique presentation of roller derby. Anybody that has gone to roller derby in the past, this is going to be a completely unique experience from the minute it starts until the minute it ends. And just so we all know here, what happens at the after party stays at the after party.
Indeed.
Indeed. So I'm excited. What about you, bench coach?
I am excited and nervous. I will be having my my trial surgery on Thursday. So I will be all taped and wired up underneath my getup. So there you will not see as much skin as you normally do. Put it that way.
That's fair.
There's going to be a lot of tape, feathers, and rhinestones to distract from my cyborg state. But I'm very excited. I love bench coaching. I love to yell. It's the next best thing to fighting. And I know that Camp is going to whoop the shit out of Tramp, so I'm not even remotely worried.
I don't know. I think I might be partial to Team Tramp.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah. I know why.
No, you don't. Shut. You ain't even gonna be there. You ain't even gonna be there.
How do
Prove
you
me
know?
wrong. Prove me wrong, Red.
How do you know?
Prove me wrong.
Bring Mrs. Red.
That's past her bedtime. So
It's past my bedtime too. My bedtime's 8:30.
right, but nah. If I'm going to see tramps, nah. Mm-mm. You don't bring sand to the beach.
Okay, well, Mrs. Red, I will keep C Red in line if he attends.
No, she won't.
Yes, I will.
Anyway, if you're in the home, even if you're not in the Homewood area, if you're wherever you are, come to Homewood this Saturday night. It's going to be a spectacular evening. It'll be the most high energy, oh my God, holy shit show you've ever seen. So, people are still talking about the Festival of the Goat Queen, and this is going to be turned up even higher than that one was. So, come out to this show and get there early, because if you get there late, there's a chance you might not be able to get a ticket and you'll get turned away. So you got to get there early to get the tickets, because it's a lot of people can get in there, but a lot of people do get in there. And with a show like this that has so much drama and suspense about what it's going to be, it's going to be packed. It's going to be packed with people being, what the fuck is this? And I'll be one of those people going, what the fuck am I watching?
I'm gonna run down the commentary and be like, what the fuck?
And that's what I've been given instructions by those in charge that I don't have to have any modicum of class or conjecture on commentary. I can say whatever's on my mind, however I need to say it. So
just know that my throwing arm is really good, Steve.
Hey, you know what? Take your best shot. Like I said on social media today, this ain't my first rodeo, kid. If I get my ass kicked, what new?
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Take your best shot.
Well, this is at least my 30th rodeo, so let's go.
I understand. I ain't bringing my skates to this one, but at some point, I'm going to be the first ever. Well,
I'm not bringing my skates either. We will be toe-to-toe, mano-a-mano, Steve.
I'm just telling you that at some point, I'm going to do commentary on roller skates. I just haven't been able to I haven't learned the whole stair technique yet, but I'm working on it, and eventually I'll be able to do it. I'm teaching myself how to roller skate.
Godspeed.
It's been a long time. That's why my knees are so fucked up. But anyway, we want to thank the punk rock.
Hey, we're not done.
Oh, what you got?
Because we never covered the pop event, and I really want to run this down real quick.
Oh, okay.
Especially since we had Flash Harris on a few weeks ago, and he was the one that booked this show for my pop event. So first match was J.R. Lindsay versus Mike Strong.
And Mike Strong whooped his ass.
Yeah, very much so. But Lindsay was a face And
What?
yeah, and the kids were into him. So
No.
he put on a good performance.
Oh, those poor kids.
Um, Second match was the Bro Bros, who refused to send in music. So they came out to whatever I
Drake.
had.
Drake.
No, they didn't come out to Drake. They came out to
Rex and Effects?
I think Sesame Street
Man.
or something like that. Yeah.
Should have brought out Rex and Effects.
No, no,
Check baby, 1, 2, 3.
no. But they faced the Super Friends, Tully and Kid Lat. So before the match took place, due to my sabbatical and Flash's retirement, we relinquished our tag team titles. Um,
Uh-huh.
so
Uh-huh.
there were new tag team champions crowned at the school that day.
Was a Super
Uh,
Friends. Had to be the
and
Super Friends.
it was the Super Friends. Uh, Match three, uh, Miles
Who?
Mercer and
Who?
Miles Mercer,
Who?
the guy you'll see at NWM 28.
Not
Yeah,
familiar with them.
yeah.
Do you mean
And
Silky? Do you mean Silky? The King
Miles
of the Green
Mercer
Show?
and the Kane is the
Love you,
Kane,
Kang.
and D'Angelo Steele came out,
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
and they challenged Danger, Sean Danger, and told Danger he didn't have a friend in the world and he had no partner. And out came the returning, um, which you missed him return, but he did this event, Damian Dunn. Um, and Steele and Miles were up to their old tricks. Um,
Proteges of yours. So we know what that means.
yeah, and if you saw the pictures, you would know I came out to save the integrity of the school. And of course, the students went crazy, and Miles caught a wicked clothesline,
Sabbatical my ass.
and Steele caught.
Sabbatical this bitch.
That's just for my kids, man.
Uh-huh.
It's my kids.
Uh-huh.
Um,
The
so
symbol meant nothing.
yeah, it did. Because when do I lace up boots? The bag is under this table packed.
Yeah.
Um,
Pull the other
match
one that plays Jingle Bells.
no. Match four was for the Lady Eagles Championship. It was Brittany K versus Vega Venom versus RVP. These women put on one hell of a match. And I saw a few women just stop what they were doing because they were in awe about this match. Great contest. Almost went the time limit, but RVP retains her Lady Eagles Championship. And in the main event, it was Aaron Stone versus Shaq Jordan. And let me just say, even the other school that is right next to us, a grammar school, their students came out. And when I say they fought over the place, they literally, no one can ever
I
say
thought I saw
nobody,
pictures of them in a jungle gym.
they fought on a playground. Yes, they did. And they had no qualms about fighting all over the place. Um, they used every move imaginable. But at the end, Shaq Jordan won the match. A 5-star match. So again, thank you to everybody that participated. Uh, Thank you for rent a ring, uh, for supplying the ring, and thank you for everybody just helping out and stepping up. This was a great event. Another pop event in the books.
Shaq Jordan, huh?
Yeah.
Isn't he a super wrestler? I mean, he's really good, right?
I don't know.
He's really good. Might even call him super. You might. That's just me. Also, remember I was telling you about Ruthless Aggression and Lovely Lucia?
Yeah.
She showed up at SCW, and her and the amazing Amazon. I've seen pictures of this match.
I have to.
Jesus Christ. The Amazon is a monster, and she really does have ruthless aggression. So now I'm going to make it my mission to get Lucia on the Power Hour because I got to question her about going. She's just going after everybody.
Hey, if you want to make a name, step to the people, right?
Made a name, boy. She's whipping people's ass. There was a chair shot. Did you see the chair shot?
No,
She hit
I
that.
saw
She
no
hit the
footage.
Amazon with a chair.
Oh well,
Who hits Godzilla with a fucking chair?
King Kong.
Maybe
Someone with a
you're
death
right.
wish.
That's some shit. So I didn't get to look at all the SCW stuff, but they had a free show at a music festival, and the card was great. So they did great work. But I got an impression from this match that it was a really fun show. I've talked to the Amazon since then, and she said, "I want to run it back with that bitch." So if the Amazon wants to run some shit back, it had to be banger. So I'd look forward to seeing it the
I
next time.
haven't. The only thing I've saw is, of course, James on the top rope jumping off our Hunter Payne onto somebody. I don't know who it was, but Hunter Payne. I don't know if it was a triple threat or what. It looked like a triple threat, but Hunter Payne did nothing. And James got the win. So not sure what's going on there. So, but I did hear Aaron Xavier say, that was a bunch of bullshit. So, um,
Aaron, we'll have to have Aaron back on the show. When is he? When isn't he crabby? Right?
well, hey,
They call that resting bitch face, right? He's just got resting bitch personality.
hey, leave
Don't
my
let me
friend
interrupt,
alone.
Brett. I'm good.
I know you are.
All right. So we appreciate everybody watching this show. We want to thank Jordan Kross for being amazing, and you can check him out. He told you his schedule, but if you miss some of those shows, don't miss him on the 28th for uh, NWA Chicago. Let me see. Next week. Next week's going to be a little interesting.
Oh
Gotta,
Lord.
I still gotta work out some of the details. But June 18th is next Tuesday, and that is supposed to be the Power Hour barbecue. I'm not sure if it's going to be in Chicago at Primo Loco's house or if Primo's going to bring his cuisine to me. So I will update you all on what's going to happen. I haven't had a chance to chat with him in a minute, so I will have to get the logistics down, but it would be open to anybody that wants to come. And for those of you that we've talked about, we've had Primo on the show. He is a chef for WWE when they come to the Allstate Arena. So Primo can cook like a motherfucker. His shit is great, top shelf. And when he barbecues, shit. Go ahead, Red, say it.
Shit.
The fuck?
Shit. Shit.
Like
There
a
we go.
little child said that. Red's playing the kid role. All right, so that might be the show next week, or it might just be us, or we might do something else. I don't know, but we'll talk to Primo and we'll give you kids the information as we get it. Thanks to Jordan Kross, thanks to Russian Blue, thanks to C Red. We missed Rion Skills tonight, and I don't even know if PX is in this realm right now. PX, even though you're a drunk LIM guy,
And you're in big trouble, Buster.
wow, cat.
I said that and Andrew goes, what?
Whoa, that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. The rest in here is PX. You never drink a wizard's elixir. And that's how we're going to end the show tonight. Thanks for watching the Power Hour. For Russian Blue and C Red, I'm Steve. Rion, we miss you. PX, we miss you. And we will see all of you next time on this show. Good night, everybody.